Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada, and you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday tonight, and I'm kind of confused about the days because yesterday was a holiday here in British Columbia, actually in many parts of Canada. It was Family Day here in British Columbia, and so kind of felt odd to me, so it feels like I've missed a day. But today I'm here with a sketch challenge. And by my calculations, although I do think that I'm out a little bit because of some time when I lost my Facebook account. But I am up to number 200 of sketches that I have shared in the past probably 5 years or so. I do think, like I said, I think that there was a gap in there when I wasn't able to go live when I was trying to sort out my Facebook account. But that's really exciting. 200. That's a lot of weeks going live with sketches for you. And one of these days, I really should go back and put them all in a PDF or something. I know I shared them on my Facebook group and on Instagram after the fact, but one of these days I should pull them all out and maybe start back at the beginning because I don't remember what they were. Maybe you do. Hey, Catherine, welcome. All right, if you do follow me on my Facebook group, I had another issue tonight. I thought I had it solved yesterday, and so I didn't go live, hey Holly, in my Facebook group. So if you're watching me from Facebook, it's probably from my page and not my group. Anyway, I will post this video on my group afterwards. So this is going to look pretty plain and simple, but I wanted to show you partial embossing. I saw this the other day and I thought what a cool technique this is and so easy to do. But I'm going to show you kind of two ways that you can do it if you're not so sure about the partial embossing part of it. I'll show you how to do it a couple of ways. So let's switch over and we'll get started. Edging and then a sentiment across, or do what I'm going to do, and that's do some partial embossing across the top and bottom and then a sentiment in the middle. So as always, the card base is either 5.5 by 8.5 or 4.25 by 11. Partial embossing, this kind of gives you an idea of how big these pieces are. And then I've said 2 pieces. Now I said 1/2 inch by 4. I've actually cut mine 1/4 inch by 4 to go across because I want more of the embossing and the sentiment. So, okay, so and I'm using black and white. I just thought black and white would be quite a striking card. So I've got a piece, a black piece of cardstock that I cut 5.5 by 8.5. I'm good, Cynthia. How are you? It's been a busy day. I haven't been home much today. I had a meeting this morning and then I met a friend for coffee afterwards, and so yeah. All right, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25, and of course we fold into the mountain or the raised line and burnish that. Okay, I'll show you the 2 different ways to do this. So I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that I cut 4 inches by 5.25. So if you're going to do partial embossing, this is the new corrugated. It's called Mini Corrugated 3D Embossing Folder. This is one of the new ones that is part of the Textured Notes, I think that's the name of it, or Botanical Textures suite that will be available starting in March, one of the online exclusives. I haven't played with this yet. So to do partial embossing, what you do is you basically put your paper in part way So it depends on which way you want it. I think I'm gonna go like that. And the measurements, I said about 1.5 inches. And of course I don't have my ruler. Here it is. So roughly I'm gonna put mine in, yeah, that's pretty close to 1.5 inches. Now, no, I can do it. So what you're gonna do, because I want this to cross the top, if I follow my sketch here, my partial embossing is gonna go across the top and across the bottom. So I'm gonna take this and bring in my three Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay, so I've got mine in now. It's gonna go in like that, so that's pretty close, I think, to 1.5 inches. I don't think I shifted it. These lines help a lot to be able to line this up. Yep, that's pretty close. And so we're just gonna take and run this through. Hey Sandy, welcome. So like I said, I haven't used this embossing folder yet, so this is the first. So there we go. Oh, that's fun. Look at that, how cool that is. Okay, so we're gonna do the same. If I'd thought about it, I would have figured out how far up I put it, how many lines, because you can count that on here. So we'll just measure. There we go, that's pretty good. Run this through. Oopsie, I don't think that's straight anymore. Pretty close. Okay. It would show probably a fair amount if it was the lines. Okay, I'm just gonna run that back so I don't. Okay, so that's one way to do partial embossing, and so now I've got space in the middle that I'm going to use for my sentiment. So you could use it either way. Now the other way is to, I don't know, I was going to say cheat. I don't think it's cheating, but what I did was I cut out 2 pieces of basic white, and I'm just all you're going to do is emboss those. So those pieces are 1.5 inches by 4. So this is a really easy way to get the same look. So we're just going to run those through it so I can show you what it would look like. So if you didn't want to try the partial embossing, you could do it this way. So you've got your 2 pieces of embossed cardstock that can go on your card. I really like this corrugated embossing folder. Who remembers when we had a, I don't know, I was going to say corrugator, and I'm not sure that's the right. I'm not sure that's the right name for it, but we used to be able to run the cardstock through and get this same kind of corrugated look to it. It was fun. Okay, so this is my card. I'm just going to lay it out. So this is if you're just using one piece, and then I cut the 2 pieces of basic black that are 1/4 inch if you wanted to. My measurements say 1/2 inch, but I'm going to keep it at 1/4 inch. And I'm using tonight, I love this stamp, and it's the first time I've used it. This is called Everyday You and Me. It is part of a bundle that is in the scrapbooking brochure. So if you haven't looked at this is only available digitally. I printed it out. It's not available as a printed copy, but I wanted to have it. So there is an Everyday You and Me bundle, as well as the Everyday You and Me, oopsie, there it is there, mine's kind of upside down, scrapbooking kit. And so these are, the sentiments are quite big. So if you, that's part of the reason I wanted to leave space. I'm going to stamp the better together. So you can see these are quite big. They work really well for scrapbooking, but they also work really well for stamping on cards. Okay, so that's kind of my basic card. Now if you were to use it, do it the way with these, you can get the cardstock. All right, so I'll take of cardstock. I get it all over my fingers when I use liquid glue, and so I'm just going to take and put a little kind of strip of glue along the bottom edge where I want my piece to go, and then I lay that over top of it, and that way I don't get gave a little bit of, oops, I don't know, different look to the card. This is kind of a pretty clean and simple card. Now, I'm going to stamp in black. So this is Tuxedo Black Memento. And the fact that these crimping tool, yes, whoever said that, I can't see your name, but yes, that's what it was called, a crimping tool. Thank you. Or crimper, yes. I loved that tool. I don't know where mine went to. All right, so we're getting this up. This is perfect because it's photopolymer, and so therefore you can see really easily through it. I'm just going to, I've got a scrap of paper since I don't have sometimes when you have a brand new photopolymer stamp, it's just, oh, that's nice. It's just nice to prime it by stamping on a piece of grid paper. All right, so I'm just going to take and I'm going to line that up so it's straight. This would be this is looking very elegant. Now there are dies that go with this, and so you could stamp some of these flowers and put on. I did pull out some. This is the large check. I managed to get glue. I'm gonna take my so I'm definitely gonna put some ribbon on here because now I got green. That's not nice. So we're definitely going to tie a little bow here and put on. It's losing some of the clean and simple look to it, but that's okay. But definitely have to. And I could put I will put embellishments on, but that green that came off of my, look, there's some green on my eraser. Darn. Okay, so. We're just going to take a glue dot and put on. Yes, I did think of that, Marilyn, but I was really wanting on the next card that I make. But for now, we're just going to kind of keep it clean and simple because I was really trying to focus on the partial embossing. Okay, zoom out, please. Oops, that's zoomed in. Is that better? Oops. Gosh, there. Is that too far zoomed out? Oh, maybe there. Okay, zoomed out. There we go. Now, I also, because I can't not put embellishments on, I pulled out my, these are the adhesive back sparkle dots, and they come in gold, black, and white. And so I couldn't think of any, although there is some, and I didn't think of that until just now. There is some, they're called neutral matte dots that actually go with this suite. And that would have worked really well had I thought of them. I'm still getting used to the new online exclusives that have come out. So for now, we'll use these sparkle dots, or sparkle gems. There we go. All right, so I've got a piece of basic white for the inside of the card. And because I have a piece of this crimped paper, corrugated it's called, I'm going to just cut a 1/2 inch strip. And I'll put that on the inside of the card. I don't usually put embossed cardstock on the inside of my card, but I don't think this is going to make it too. You like how I make my bows? I'll have to think about that. So I'm just going to put that. So that's just a 1/2 inch by 4. So we're going to keep this nice and clean and simple and elegant for the inside of the card too. This would make a nice wedding card if somebody had a black and white wedding. All right. Okay, so my bows. So I know some people tie bows with the bunny ears, and I'm not very good at that. So you make 2 bunny ears like that, and then pull one around. Now when I bring it around, because I want to make a loop, I kind of intentionally make a loop on this side and push it through. So I use it actually and make sure the loop is flat when I push it through, and that way I can grab it. And for the most part, unless the ribbon is really thin, like the 1/8 inch Daffodil Delight, where it seems to twist no matter what I do, this helps me to keep my bows not twisted, and I get a nice kind of flat middle to my bow. And the other thing I do is if I'm tying a bow on a card where I've tied my ribbon on, I turn my card upside down, so when I'm tying my bow, as I do, I can keep the tails going the way I want them. And so instead of coming around my finger, I may turn it the other way, but it's just little tricks. But basically it's just like I tie my shoes. So it's not much. It wasn't much for me to learn how to tie a bow. But anyway, the more you make bows, the more bows you make, the better you get at it. But there you go, very clean and simple, elegant card that would be, I think, perfect for an anniversary card or a wedding card. And you could definitely decorate this one more if you brought out, use more of the stamps and the dies that go with it. So you're going to want to keep your eye out for the Everyday You and Me bundle that is in the scrapbooking brochure. That's available now. And then this mini corrugated embossing folder, 3D embossing folder, is part of the, I'm pretty sure it's called Botanical Textures suite, and it is coming out in March. It is I won't say it's a mega suite, but it's a little bit bigger suite than normal because it includes the bundle 2 different designer series paper, the black and white one that Marilyn mentioned, as well as one called Woven Textures, which is all kind of basket weave kind of images, which is absolutely stunning as well. The neutral matte dots. Oh, and some white ribbon that's really pretty, 1/4 inch white ribbon that ties lovely bows. Anyway, so it's quite a big suite, but it comes out in March for customers. All right, everybody, thanks. Actually, comes out from March for customers. If you sign up as a demo and on my team before the end of February, you can actually choose those online exclusives that are only available as pre-orders at the moment. So there's still time to take advantage of that great deal that includes, one of the options is to get 2 packages of the Stampin' Right marker assortments, which is a great deal. So if you haven't looked at it, you've got a wish list of some things you want. Signing up on my team is a great option for you. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. Now, tomorrow, I thought I was going to be able to go live tomorrow, but I won't. I'm actually taking my niece to out for afternoon tea in Victoria. I'm really looking forward to that. So I won't be live tomorrow, but I will go live on Thursday morning, kind of jump on Thursday morning, assuming I have internet access. I have the TELUS guys are coming to do some work here. So if I have internet access on Thursday morning, I will jump on and make the card that I was going to do tomorrow night. So stay tuned. It will be an impromptu, and if you miss it, it'll always be on the replay.